Welcome to Charleston Uncorked, where the low country comes alive. I'm your host, Tony Leone, along with my main man, Scott Harefield, and come on a journey with us through the Holy City as we explore food gems, craft cocktails, local sports, life outdoors, and the issues that are shaping our city. We are pouring it all out, all low country, no filter. Yes, we are back, baby. Welcome, everybody, to episode 1 of season 2, 2026, Charleston Uncorked. We did it, brother. My main man, my co-host, basically the dude. All the editing you see, I dumped that shit on Scott. So, my brother, welcome back. Here we go, 2026, big year for Charleston Uncorked. How you been, my brother?
I've been great. You know it. Living the dream over here, as some might say.
Well, look, we did have a 74-degree day like the week of Christmas. I spent the entire day on the new flats boat fishing with the family, ran that thing in the sunset. So
every year we go through this, and it's like, this is why we live here. You know, that's why we haven't moved yet. So love it.
Ever.
Yeah.
I made the cardinal sin. I left.
Well, no, I think you came back at the right time.
Yeah.
You know,
well, it's fun to come back because people are like, can you believe how much has changed? And I go, yeah, it's changed a lot. It's not the Charleston we knew. However, go other places. You'll get recalibrated pretty quick that it's still so good. You can't change the scenery, So to me, that's what it's all about. A lot of stuff can pop up. And what we do here on Charleston Uncorked, the benefits are very high. It's the other thing I tell people. I said, you miss all the other things that we get. I've seen more music here in Charleston that I like in terms of just a mix of stuff than I was ending up seeing in Charlotte. And so I'm in, bro. I'm Charlestoned up.
Well, welcome back, buddy.
What
are we going to go over today?
Let's go over it, man. We are going to do some classic New Year's resolutions. We'll keep a little Charleston focused, but some resolutions for the podcast because we learned a lot this year. And I think we'll share with the audience kind of what we got going on for this year and the big plans that we have. We are going to talk about our co-journey. Now, we didn't plan this, but we found this out when we went out last weekend. That we are on that dry January tip, son. All right. California sober.
No, it's Buffalo sober. Have you seen they're making a new Anaconda movie, and it's got Jack Black, it's got Paul Rudd,
and
goodness, a couple other people in it, and one of the clips from that movie that's being shown everywhere is this dude's like, no, I'm Buffalo sober. And they're like, Buffalo sober, what's that? And he's like, just kind of like light beers, some light colored liquors, just none of the hard stuff. It's like, I think I can get down with that one. But I think pretty much everybody I know is doing some form of dry January.
Yeah.
It's nothing too strict or anything, but it's just a way that most people kind of get back into the swing of things after the holidays, trying to shed some of that, holiday weight that we all put on. I know I do every single year. I put on a few, and it's expected. I know it's coming. And then I just, I think that's one of my goals is to not fall into that trap in 26,
All right, well, let's talk about that. We'll do a little bit of a year in review. Okay, so we're going to talk our favorite food that we found this year, favorite drinks, some activities that we did that were kind of cool and new to us, and I'm going to go with like a new event. So we got to have a little breakdown of following through some things that we did. And that way, if people want to repeat that in this coming year, because we know these things live forever, so maybe they'll stumble across it, want to do it this year. But it was a really good year. There's one of the cool things about the podcast is we were encouraged to do those things so we could report back here. And it was just, I had a lot of fun this year, right? And doing it with your bro is pretty special. So that's what we're going to cover. And you want to hit a little what's in the glass for dry January right out of the gate?
Yeah, I want you to start because I'm really interested in checking out what you have,
Yes.
and Oasis also told me that I need to check out this stuff. So tell me what you got, buddy.
What's in the glass? And it's
What's in the
try. All
glass?
right. So I got the bottle here. I bought the trio of Little Saints. You've probably been targeted by this company on
Yep,
Instagram. My wife
100%.
actually had originally purchased this because we did like a little break in the middle of the summer. We were like, we're hitting Kiowa Island pretty hard every weekend. And so we had to take a little break. So she got the pre-made Negronis, which were pretty good. Had that nice bitter kick to it. So if you miss your like Camparis and Aperol kind of flavor, those
Mhm.
worked well. Then I bought the old fashioned pre-made cans. They taste nothing like an old fashioned, but they do taste like a mixed drink. So I love those. So I went and got the bottles, and I got the trio, the Saint Ember. They say this is your tequila substitute. Now, when I say
Okay.
substitute, it does not taste like tequila. You would substitute it in your tequila drink. So
Right. So like
for your
margaritas. Yep.
margarita, tequila sunrise, right? What was the drink that we made after we went to Gibby's?
Oh, the Age of
Age of
Aquarius.
Aquarius, right? So you would use this in those drinks. So they also have the St. Juniper, which is supposed to be more of your vodka, right? Which what I have here, I'll share with you what I got in here in a minute.
Or like a gin and tonic, maybe?
Yes, yeah, actually, it's your gin replacement. Thank you. So, in fact, that with just tonic water, especially like a really good tonic, like your elderberry tonic, very good. Completely does what you need to do. The placebo effect, in terms of just having something that seems like a cocktail, and the mushrooms actually do relax you. You don't get high or stoned or anything, but you do feel that target that we're all after. And we want to drink after work, which is like, right.
Yep.
And then they got the brown one, which I'm working on. It's like it's got spices to it. So you almost need to make
Okay.
like a tiki drink or like a Christmas drink with it, like a cider. It's like those are the kind of spices it has. So
Like an old fashioned, I bet,
it
might be
does,
good.
yeah, you can mimic some old fashions. And in fact, one thing I really like, which I'll probably incorporate towards the end of the month when I start getting the shakes, um, wait, they have low alcohol options. So I bought the book. It's a book of recipes, and they have no alcohol and low alcohol. So you can make like a mock old Manhattan with just a sweet vermouth, or like a
Ah,
mock Boulevardier with just a Campari. Right. So you're really not,
I
you're
love a
barely.
good Boulevardier, man. I
Oh,
love
I know,
Boulevardiers.
man. I know. And I think that's what I'm gonna ease back into it with a low alcohol drink. So these things are actually gonna be in my liquor cabinet from here on out because they're really good. So the wife's favorite and myself are both the Saint Juniper one, the gin one, followed by the Saint
Okay.
Ember, which is this one, because I'm gonna make a drink later with this one, and then followed by the pre-made cans. Don't be afraid of the pre-made ones. The Negroni and Old Fashioned are fantastic. So I have, this is the Saint Juniper one, and I'm gonna, just for visual effect, this is a 1.5 ounce of the Saint Juniper, um, 2 ounces of ginger beer, and a dash of ginger syrup
Huh. Where are you getting your
with,
ginger syrup?
believe it or not, my wife had some, and I was
I
just
don't
like,
believe it.
yeah, she did. I swear to God, it was like a little like ginger syrup thing. I
Hmm.
don't. Because she likes making Asian dishes.
Who doesn't?
I
Yes.
know. So
I love eating them. I'm not very good at making Asian
yeah,
dishes.
that's like
I
something my
try to
wife's
be.
super down with. And then
Is
let's
that
see if I can do
rosemary?
a little
Ooh.
toasted rosemary.
You guys didn't know you were getting a show today,
Oh,
huh? A show
visual.
on a show?
Oh. It says toasted rosemary, so I'm gonna do it.
That's a big sprig of rosemary, bro.
Should I bring it down a notch? That's
Oh,
what she
just
said.
maybe do half,
Hey,
like one
ah,
of those.
ah. I don't know. I just wanted a little visual effect. What was the spot that we went to? That looks ridiculous sticking out of my glass. All right. And there it is.
It's like a whole fucking Christmas tree in there.
It smells, although aromatically, like So this is the point. Like this is what I feel like. I'm not white. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
See, that's a mixed drink. That is a cocktail. Ooh,
So, what does it taste like straight?
not
There's
great.
it doesn't burn, obviously, because
No,
there's no alcohol in it.
no. You can feel like a tingle of something. Uh, it says a lot of spice and little smoke, and a curious blend of Palo Santo, ginger, and cardamom and lion's mane. So it does have like this spiciness to it, which I
Okay.
imagine is there to give you that experience of a little of the kick of the alcohol.
Right.
Um, but it's and they don't taste great by themselves. They really don't. I mean, they're not horrible by any means. You could, but the whole idea is to kind of mimic a cocktail. Like that whole
Sure.
experience making the cocktail is part of what helps you not even think about drinking or not drinking. So you're still going through your ritual, which we love. Like I think, you've done it before me, but we've graduated into not just pouring a, beam and coke. We've moved on to crafting cocktails at home. And so this does that for you. And I'll tell you right now, I'm absolutely loving this. I could do two of these really quickly. It's fantastic.
So, have you tested how many of those you need to drink before you're, like, drunk?
I had 3 during the Eagles game, and I couldn't tell if it was the 3 drinks making me sick to my stomach or the offense.
Kevin Patullo's calling play calls.
But, I mean, I
That's
was
funny.
mixing it up with the cheesesteaks that we got at, Fugazi's. I definitely after 3, I was like, "I'm good." Like, I put it down. I didn't need anything else. I really didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
But drink 1, you will chill out. It's I'm telling you, man, it does exactly kinda what you need to do.
I wanna try the Little Saint stuff
Mhm.
because for somebody like you who's making cocktails on a regular basis, so that's part of my fun for 2025 and part of why I gained so much weight was, all of the R&Ds for making these cocktails,
Yeah.
research and development, just steady trying to make them better and better and make my own, like, kind of flair on it, make my own version of these cocktails that I've either had at a restaurant or seen, because I follow a lot of these guys on YouTube that are making
Mhm.
these crazy cocktails. And the Educated Barfly is one of my favorite. That dude is putting out, content pretty much every day. So I love that. I have a drink today. So what's in my glass is has no alcohol in it, but
Okay.
it is my own kind of mocktail where I did. It's just ginger ale. I guess it has technically a little bit because I added some Angostura bitters,
Yeah, I
um,
mean, I don't think
some fresh squeezed lime, and a little bit of
mhm.
simple syrup that I made. So
So the homemade
that's
simple
good.
syrup.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So very simple, and it's just I make it in a highball glass, and it just gives me that bitterness that makes it seem like I'm drinking one of those gin cocktails that I made
Mhm.
based on that distillery out in Georgia, the Murrells Row. Um, a lot of
Oh,
the
dude.
cocktails that I've been making over this year, the past 6 months, was off of their website. So OA said that Little Saints kind of has the same thing. Not only do they have the book, but if you visit their website, they have a whole list of cocktails that I want to
That's
try.
awesome. Does OA
So
sell Little Saints?
he does. He sells
Oh,
so he sells the big bottles like what you have, and
yeah.
he actually has like those little boot bottles. So like I don't know what size they are, but it's like maybe 8 ounces. So like almost like a little sampler pack if you want to go and check it out. And he's like, probably do this so that you can see which one you like out of the three, and
Mhm.
then come back and get the full size bottle if you like them.
Okay.
But they
So that's
but he
good.
yeah. So he has a bunch of alternative drinks in there that are non-alcoholic.
Yeah,
So
tell me,
what
before we got on here, you were talking about the event that he's doing, this weekend?
Yeah, so and Oasis is great about this. I know we've been, like, kinda tooting his horn and talking about him a lot, but that's just because, I'm enjoying going to his events, and, so they're doing a dry January event this weekend, so January, I think it's 17th, which I believe is Saturday. Today's
Okay.
the 15th, so by the time this comes out, yes, the event will probably already have been passed, so if you went to it, shoot us a comment or a message on any of our accounts and let us know what you thought about it. And so yeah, he's doing this dry January event, and it's uh, they're gonna have food. They're gonna have free non-alcoholic tastings. So they have a bunch of different vendors that come in and they set up their tents. So he has this kind of plot of property right next to, if you're facing the building is to the right, that he
Uh-huh.
sets up all of these. Well, everybody brings their own tent and tables, and they basically give stuff away. And 98% of the stuff that you taste, um, as far as drinks go, he has in his shop that's available for purchase. So I always think that's super cool. So if you go there and you taste something, you like it, you can go inside and buy it. So
Uh-huh.
this one is mainly geared towards just non-alcoholic in general. So the last one that he had was like a hemp product one, where all of the stuff was uh,
What was
not
did you
all of it,
go?
but most of it. I did go,
What
and
was
I
what
went
was the
because I wanted to
crowd
try
like?
the food. The crowd, I was. I don't want to say I was shocked because I've been to um, a couple other events that he's done that's very similar, but I pulled up thinking I was gonna be late because we had a Christmas party that we had to go to, and I was pulling up, maybe an hour and a half after it started, thinking the crowd had died down, and no, I mean, overflowing. I mean, people were parking across the street.
That's
They have
crazy.
a ton of people were there, and I think he really knows what he's doing when he puts on these events. He's got some people marketing his stuff, but not only that, I mean, every time I've gone in there in the past 6 months, even if it's just going to the store to buy something, um, that parking lot is packed. It ain't like what it used to be, where you could just you know talk to OAs for 40 minutes, 30 minutes. Now it's like he's like, I'd love to talk to you some more, and let's get lunch and let's
So I
catch
gotta
up. But
sell shit.
I got
Yeah.
people in here, so um, I
I love
really
that.
I really enjoyed the food. So not exactly sure. I know the owner of Mam Saab was there helping out with the food, but it was a different company that was doing the Pakistani food that they were providing for free, and it was delicious. Some of the best food I'd had, definitely at an event that I've ever had. So I just like going around and seeing what people have to offer, and it's always good to catch up with OAs.
Yeah,
So
that's cool. He's such a like that dude is American dream, right?
yeah,
You hear his story, how he was working with his dad, watching him, how they picked a business online. It was like, "Where's this?" "Oh, I guess we're moving to North Charleston." And then he
yeah.
just follows the lead and the classic deliver what your customers ask for, pay attention to what they're saying, follow the trends, and then be ahead of it from a marketing standpoint. Dude, it's fascinating. I love watching it. And what's crazy is watching this particular trend. People not drinking as much and then going with the infused drinks is dude, it's crazy.
Well,
And
you have to. I mean, I can only imagine he's same with Holy City, and that's why they were our first two.
yeah,
Was because of how they adapt in every situation. I can only imagine what that does to sales,
yeah,
for a brewery. But it doesn't look like they're hurting. Same thing. Every time I go to Holy City, both parking lots are full up
yeah.
and the place is packed. And I was there for the company um, party the other day, and it was was jam-packed. I got to see Jack, so it was good, but it's always good to see people that are just always willing to change with the times to get better. And like always said, just that little bit extra each time, just a little bit better than other places. And I'm really looking forward to their expansion.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to that this weekend because why wait? It's dry January. Let's do it. So that'll be fun. I might swing over there after the boat show this weekend. So I'll probably go to the boat show. You know what they say, man. Reach out and touch your dreams. Make them
Yep.
real. So I'm gonna go.
Which Where's
I'll
the
put
boat show?
North Charleston Coliseum. So it's super fun, man. You get to walk all over really expensive boats. Dream. They have all ranges. It's fun, right? They have vendors. Kids love it. I've been going to boat shows since I was a kid, my old man. They're fun. You get to climb all over boats. And you get to go to all the vendors. As a kid, you're snagging up the candy. They got food. It's just a good.
Koozies.
Yeah, exactly. You leave with like 1,000 koozies. You're walking around with your Freeman boat koozie, pretending like you own one, and
Mm.
that'll be the reach out and touch the dream.
Yep. That's
That's
a good
on
one.
there. That's a good one. We did a sales training program for Sportsman Boats at the end of December, and so I got to tour their facility. Oh,
Wow.
bro, I
Where was
saw
that
the.
at?
That's up in North Charleston as well, and I saw the 2026 32 footer, and dude, I mean, this we fish on an older boat, right? The Sea Hunt that we fish in tournaments in, that's a 2014. And you're like, okay, it's a low hours boat, so it's still a great boat to fish, but um, you don't realize the advancements they made from just the seating. Like the running your hands over the seat felt like running your hand over suede. I was like, how is this a boat cushion? And
Wow.
then like the Seakeeper, the center console bathroom was luxurious for a 32 footer. To me, I know it's recency bias because I was just there and I was touring that facility and on the boat. But that one moved up to the top of the list for a future boat for sure.
Put it on the
Sick.
vision board, buddy.
Vision
Put it on
board,
the vision
baby.
board.
I know. Right next to the sporty. Okay. So let's get through some. Let's do it, man. Let's get to the New Year's resolutions. We're already on the dry January tip, but I'm going to talk about some Charleston Uncorked resolutions, kind of what we're going to do for Chucktown. I'll start. All right. So let's go.
Let's
There,
do it.
one of the things that I want to make sure we do this year and probably forever is have a little bit more intention when we cover stories. It's been super fun when we cover new stuff and just rap about it. We're not going to change that. I think that's that's part of the game. Like just getting each other's feedback, walking through it, looking things up while we're talking about it. But we had done a story about how Google was opening up a data center in Colleton County, and I just read the article. We talked about it, and that article is probably pretty favorable to Google. Yeah, they're like it's going to create jobs and it's going to be great. And shortly after that, clips started coming out of town hall meetings where literally residents were walking up to the mic, yelling at I think it was probably was a city council member or it might have even been a governor, but like you don't know. This is going to destroy this part of the area. This is going to drive our energy up. And it's true. Like if you look into data centers, it drives energy prices up because they suck so much energy out of that town. And then they put the burden back on the people. Also, there were some backdoor deals that made it legal for that data center to be a possibility. So I think we owe it to the people to do a little due diligence in that area, or at least just stay on top of it. If we talk about a story, do another update on it and just kind of keep people apprised of it. Because that thing in Colleton County is not all roses. It produces 130 jobs to build it, and then it like 15 to 20 to run it. So it's not
Right.
really creating a whole lot of jobs. And I know Trump negotiated a deal with Microsoft where when they put a data center in, they have to cover the increased energy cost so it doesn't go
Oh,
to wherever they put it. I have not heard something like that with Google. So the Colleton County residents have a point because those things use up so much energy that it typically drives up their cost of energy in their homes significantly without much payoff. So that's an example of a New Year's resolution for me personally. Let's just do, like, especially on serious stories, like fun ones, the fart spray in school. I don't think I need to do a ton of research on that, but I mean, it could. But the more serious ones that impact our city, we'll try and get some people on here that have done a little bit more journalism. There's some people out there doing great journalism. One of my favorite follows this year has been Fits News, FITS News. They do really good local journalism. We can just get experts and people that
Are
are
they
in
out
the.
of Charleston too?
I think he's out of Columbia, but he's got a network of journalists. I found them from one of the girls that was sinking her teeth into the Alec Murdaugh
Um,
murders. Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
And so look, I'm looking forward to talking to some of them. Hopefully they'll hop on as a guest and give us updates on those things. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's kind of resolution number one for me in the podcast here, because it's important.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, I've got a bunch of resolutions, but as far as Charleston Uncorked is concerned, obviously learning new ways to edit footage is top of my list.
Mm,
You and I had talked about potentially getting a younger individual to help us with that side of the social media editing. And so the plan is to hopefully find an intern or somebody to give us a hand. So if you know somebody who is savvy with the video and audio editing and also enjoys posting to social media,
mhm.
um, we would love some help with that. So the goal is to reach out to our local schools here: Charleston Southern, College of Charleston, Citadel, um,
Yeah.
Trident Tech. We'll reach out to all of them and see if we can find an intern to give us a hand so that we can do what we love, so that we don't spend so much time doing what we don't necessarily love. It's been
Yeah.
a very educating process. Learned a lot. I'm enjoying the shit out of it. But that's at the top of my list, is to either learn of a better software than what we've been using so that
Mhm.
our video and audio is crystal clear, so we put out a better product. And that's for you guys, and
Yeah.
thanks for everybody who's following us and giving us feedback. Like, I do have a couple of guys that have been shooting me texts after they watch, and hey, you need to do this, or maybe stay away from this, or
Yeah.
so shout out Rob. I appreciate you, and keep them coming, buddy. um but yeah, I'd like to kind of shift gears and talk about, uh 2025 and some of our favorite things that we've done, and just kind of recap that. So, if you don't
Let's
mind,
do it.
you want to start? You want me to
Go. No, no,
start?
no. You go,
All
man.
right.
All right, come on. This is
All right.
Fat Kid in Review by Scott Harefield.
So, yeah. So, I'll tell you a couple of places that I've really enjoyed. Um, the places that I've been to more than anything, the cocktails that I've been drinking and making at home. This is probably my favorite part of what's been going down this year, is all the new stuff, because that's my jam.
Yeah.
So one of the goals for 2026 is to not be a repeat customer and keep going to the same spots, but to try as many new places as I can.
Like the spot in
So
Hanahan that you visited 3 freaking times in the week that they opened.
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And they're on the list, right? So,
Okay.
and we'll talk about them in a minute, but probably my favorite cocktail that I've been making is one called Divorce Papers. And funny name. I'm not looking to get a divorce, but Divorce Papers, it's half an ounce of passion fruit syrup. So the only reason I came across this drink was because of the drink that Stuart turned us on to. You had
Mhm.
mentioned earlier the Age of Aquarius. So that drink calls for passion fruit syrup, which I had never made before. But once I made it, I had 2 bottles of it sitting
And
around. So I
it
was
goes
like,
bad. You gotta
yeah,
you
you got
gotta
to
use
drink it
it.
quick. So I naturally did what most people would do. What kind of cocktails? So I searched it up, and this was one of them. There's a guy who did a whole show on all the different drinks that you can make with passion fruit syrup. So this is my favorite out of the ones that I made. It's passion fruit syrup, half an ounce of that, an ounce and a half of gin, 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice, and then half an ounce of Aperol. Super easy. Shake it up, pour it into a coupe, and the color on it is fantastic as well. It's just a beautiful drink. Uh, I really love the Age of Aquarius. Made it a few times. Um, Tweaked the recipe that Stuart gave us because I thought it was a little overpowering. And again, part of it might have been due to the mezcal we were using. Um,
Yeah, it wasn't my thing, but I meant to do it with a reposado just to try it out. I didn't get to
yes,
it.
yeah. So the thing I did that made it more appetizing to me was I swapped out Campari for Aperol. I put
Mm,
Aperol in instead of Campari. So that made it less bitter because I think that was part of the problem with that drink was maybe a little too bitter. But
yeah.
Divorce Papers was my number one just kind of treat. Um, the other cocktail that I was drinking on a regular basis was very simple and it's kind of similar to the drink I'm drinking now, but it was gin. It was that Tulsi gin from that same Merle's Row company. So you do gin
Mhm.
and then you do lemonade and then just a splash of Campari. That's it. Super simple, very fast. Pour it in a highball glass over some. I had spheres, large spheres of ice, but delicious. But the favorite drink that I had in the entire year, I was very fortunate. I had a few guys over for a bourbon tasting. I may or may not have told you this, but my buddy Sean came over along with a few other of my friends who brought some very nice stuff. So I'm not shitting on their drinks, but um, most recently, and I believe it was released this year, I got to try the ever coveted Buffalo Trace 15 year. I'll share a picture of the bottle. That's the best I can do. I have no idea how much he paid for it, but I can tell you that it tastes like their BTAC bottles. It was like their William LaRue Weller. It was like their highest in Buffalo Trace product. That's what it's like candy in a jar. It was so damn good. So that was my bourbon or my straight liquor of the year. That was it. Hands
There you
down
go.
the best one.
Let me match your drinks real quick, and then we'll move to food, okay? So, I'm with you. First of all, in the drink category overall, finding Gibby's was the greatest. Well, I took Ashley there. He's like, what's his name? I forgot his name.
Stewart. Shout out
Stuart.
Stewart.
Stuart, dude. Sorry, Stuart. I saw him. I was like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "Hey," and then he goes, "You want to taste some tequila?" I was like, "Yes, I do." And then so Ashley and I tried some, and she was like, "Whoa, what is this? This is amazing!" And I was like, "I know," but I can't remember what it was. So, but that Merle's gin
Yes.
is hands down Ashley and I's favorite drink. The one that we get is like a rosemary, olive oil kind of undertones into it. So I love dirty
That's the
martinis,
marionette.
the
Yeah.
marionette. So I love dirty martinis. In fact, really dirty martinis. So that, and I don't even do gin martinis. I usually do vodka martini. But I did a gin martini with that, and it changed the game. So that is on the hit the top of the list in terms of drinks, obviously because it's also easy. But that was just we were blasting through those. But then on the flip side, we'll shout out to Holy City Brewing when we did podcast one, and Jack put a 6 pack of Paradise, which is like, I think it's like a 4.8% IPA and crushable and delicious. And
So
so
good.
I started taking that to Kiowa. I started taking it fishing because it's very rare you can get an IPA that's drinkable on the
Right.
boat in the summertime. And, so you mix that in with your this other light beers, but that became a very crushable beer for the beach, for the boat, for fishing, and shame on me for not picking that up earlier. And the best part is that most grocery stores.
Yeah,
So
it's
shout
easily
out to Holy
accessible.
City. Just when I asked him what his favorite was, he's like, "Is this one?" Because it's so crushable. It's nice for that to be the case. Absolutely loved it. It's kind of like just stays in the old office beer fridge back there. So you can't forget the good cold beer in the summertime from the local brewery. So that's my drink.
I had a couple restaurants that I went to this year that are worth mentioning. And obviously, you guys know that I like Johnny's Garage here in Hanahan. Love their stuff. And Cane Pazos, or Cane Pazo, however you want to say it, right next door to them. But the most recent one that I went to with the kids is a place called Bar Weems, Weems. They make the best ramen that I've had ever in my life. So if you like ramen and you like high-end cocktails, they do both spectacularly. I mean,
Where's this?
um, so it is, I believe, on Reynolds Avenue. It's over by, if you know where Rebel Taqueria is.
And we're back. Beverage number 2. I'm
Beverage number
hammered.
2. Down the hatch. Well, don't get to number 3.
This is going to be the St. Ember one, though. So let me tell everybody while we're on the drink, and then we'll get to the restaurants. I'm going to do Fever Tree Cucumber with the St. Ember and a couple cucumbers here. So really doing it, Harry.
That's super loud.
All right. And then, so the part of it is, by the way, legit making it like a beverage.
This here's my shooting hand.
Look, steady as a rock.
That's good.
All right. And then the whole reason we went to the Citadel.
So that we can do that right there.
Best bar trick in the world. And I came ready, hit it with a little bit of that fresh lime juice.
God. I don't know how people drink that shit.
Yeah.
You're not curious as to why it doesn't go bad?
Nope. Not at all. What, are you curious why Hawaiian rolls taste so good?
How's Posse Track work? Why is the rainbow good?
I don't know. It just is.
It just is.
Take one of these sprigs. Salud. Look at that. Come on
Salud.
now. It looks
Very
like a drink.
Very pretty. Very pretty.
That's tasty. Now that's different. It's interesting. The mushrooms are kicking in. Woo! Maybe it's smoky. You can tell why it's a look. I'm going full Italian. Like you can
Tiny little mouse.
You can tell why it would be. It's a tequila substitute. It is. This could be my new favorite one. Actually, that's fantastic. Okay, so that was 1.5 ounces for the St. Embers, which is that smoky one that I described, and cucumber fever tree, and a couple cucumbers and some fake lime juice. Right, maybe some of the preservatives give it a little.
I also really enjoyed Lenore. There's a place downtown. It's called Lenore, Lenoir, like the town in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I went there with Rex, and when he was in town, and apparently either the owner or the head chef literally wrote a book about the food and everything. I need to check that out. Foods and again, cocktails. We had cocktails there. But everything was just very well done. Not overcooked, well done, but perfectly
I think
prepared.
the people know what you're talking about. I like my steak burnt.
Extra well done, extra ketchup, please. Um, so those were probably my top. That and the XO brasserie experience that we got to enjoy that tempura fried lobster. We talked about that in an
That's
episode.
yeah, that was crazy. That got
But that was
that was a specialty night.
so I have two that I'm excited about trying this year in 2026.
Mhm,
So I want to share that with you guys. And so you've been to both Last Saint and Bar George,
mhm,
right? I know
yep.
you've been there with me. Well, the owners of those spots are opening up a new restaurant, and I love the name. It's called Okay Donna.
Okay,
And
Donna.
okay, Donna, go ahead, girl. And everything they do so far has been a success here in Charleston. I don't want to say everything, but everything I've tried from them has been just top notch.
Yep,
So I'm excited to check that out.
yep.
And the other one is a place that I've been to. I have reservations this month with my buddies Jake and Sean. We're going to do a dude's dinner, and it's a place called Sushi Wa.
What the fuck? Do I not get
You c
invited
you
to
you can come. I'll allow it.
Don't come.
I'll allow
I'm
it.
gonna
No,
come.
it's you. I've seen that clip. We'll have to pop that in here too. Um, but yes, if Sushi Wa, man, I've been dreaming about this place, about going back there. Have you ever been?
Yes. Yep,
Yeah. Yeah.
yep.
So, I've been dying to go back, and my buddy Jake got a reservation, and he's like, "Hey, I got a reservation. You guys are coming with."
Cool.
So it's just kind of like a reunion thing. We did it like 2 years ago, maybe a
There you
year and a
go.
half, and I'm really excited about checking it out. What
There
about
you
you?
go.
What's your favorite
Yeah.
spots in
I'll go
2025?
I'll go a couple outliers here. The fancy restaurant of the year for me was Chez Nu. Have you ever been there?
Mm, I don't think
Oh,
so.
preset menu, so we coulda gotten lucky that night. I had a lamb chop that literally melted in my mouth, but from an experience it's in a shotgun house, right? So these traditional Charleston shotgun homes
Mhm.
was just really wonderful, great experience. You're a little close to people, so if that's not your thing, don't go there. But in terms of when you dress up with your wife for a date night and you want to have an experience that you know you're not getting anywhere else. Granted, I've only done it once, but it was the most memorable experience from a foodie standpoint this year. So Shay New, big shout out, wonderful preset menu, and just yeah, great evening. Wisconsin meat and cheese for lunch, the sandwiches. Dude, we had the Thanksgiving sandwich during in November. It was like turkey, cranberry, on sourdough. Dude, I had like 4 of them in November.
Mm,
It was so good. So shout out to Wisconsin Meat and Cheese. Plus, when you go in there, you get all kinds of cool cheese. You can have a pint while you're there. Fantastic lunch spot. Um, and then lastly, and we're gonna document this better this year when we did our soft shell crab run, right? You and me were popping around to soft shell crabs. And I'll post a picture of this one. I got a couple videos. Park and Grove, which is right by Hampton Park.
yep.
Really cool spot, great vibe. They source local ingredients, but that was my winner this year for the soft shell crab sandwich, and
Mm,
it was. I could have ordered 3 of them and eaten them. I mean, I
yeah.
just absolutely crushed it. I got lucky because I we were on the tail end of the season, and she was like, "I don't know if we have any left," and she's like, "You're literally getting one of the last ones," and it was outstanding. So that's going to be on the top of our list this year when we do the soft shell crab expose of Charleston. But that place was a good vibe, good drinks. We sat outside, because you're hitting springtime. Just a wonderful area to go have lunch. So those
Nice.
are those are my standouts this year. And then again, whatever happens at the thing I'm looking forward to is to see what happens at um what is it, Charleston Place or Peninsula Grill? Which one were we that went down?
Oh, yeah. So, Charleston Place.
Yeah, the Charleston Place restaurant. See, like, kind of what happens there. It's some pretty big shoes to fill. So I'm looking forward to see what happens there. I know they're doing a pop up this year, which we'll have to check out. But
Yeah, for the
see
whole
what that.
year, that dude's there.
Yeah, so we'll check out the pop up that's there, and yeah, kind of keep an eye on what goes in there later. But the pop up's not going to be a slouch based on that location.
No, yeah, and I think he has a Michelin star.
That's great.
The chef
That's
that
awesome.
that's in that pop-up, I believe. So yeah, I have a list of a bunch of other restaurants that I wanna check out, but that's the main one I'm excited about,
All
main
right,
2 that
so we
I'm
got
excited about.
food, we got drink. Let's go with dealer's choice. The favorite thing you did or your favorite event?
Oof. So, um, my favorite event has to be the fishing tournament that you and I did, the first one.
The not the one, not the 6 foot seas one.
No.
No,
Uh, really enjoyed that was my first king mackerel
that was
tournament,
mine. Yeah.
my first king mackerel that I've ever caught, so I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's got a
What
good
about you?
vibe, right? I had Fishing for Miracles on there as well, just because one, from the amount of money they give, so it's a good vibe. When you show up, you're kind of seeing people that've been fishing for a long time. They're really efficient, getting in and out of the weigh-ins. Um, Now the the other fishing tournament probably would have been at the top of the list because that's meant to be a big party. It just got rained out all weekend.
Yeah,
They had
yeah,
music.
just bad weather.
It just sucked. Yeah, but um, no shade on that one. But Fishing for Miracles is definitely my my favorite event for this year. I absolutely had a blast.
Yeah. Favorite local event. I think my
Yeah,
favorite event had to have been the Eagles game that we went to.
yeah,
That was super dope. Enjoyed that trip a lot. Also enjoyed Mexico, but, um, this year was very busy. Did a lot this year,
yeah,
so I'm looking forward to 26.
yeah. The Flyers game inspired Tino to want to go see some Stingrays games.
Let's
So
do it.
that's going to be on the
I I
list.
I really enjoyed the Flyers game as well.
Yeah.
That was
And
huge.
nothing beats live hockey. Like I tell people all the time, because I've been seeing hockey forever, but um, they go, hockey. I go, just go to a game with me. Just go to
Yeah,
a game
it's a lot of fun.
and watch hockey. And Stingrays are super fun. So that's going to be something we look forward to. For me, in terms of activity, and I had to dig deep because like, man, I did a lot of stuff, right? A lot of it's music. Um, but one really stood out. And this was pull it up here. It's called A Wine for All Seasons, and they're doing it again in February. And so my mom, who is literally the hardest person to shop for because she's super bougie and has everything, right? It's not like she's
Yeah.
crying poor. She's got kind of everything she needs. So you got to get creative with the gift from Mama Leone. So I got this thing called A Wine for All Seasons. So in Charleston Footlight Players Theater. And what they do is they set up stations and wine. So like they'll have like 10 stations and you're walking through like backstage, you're walking where they have all the props, then you walk like on the stage, and at each station you try wine, but it's themed. It has a theme at each station. And what you're supposed to, and then they give you a clipboard and you are supposed to guess what play is going to be shown at that theater that year based on the theme. So there's clues
Mm.
and it's super cool. Now, my mom's a theater buff. I was like, a knuckle dragging bro sucking down wine. But my mom knows theater really well. So she was like in heaven. She's like, I think it's this. And then, and so for the two of us, we had an absolute blast kind of bouncing around like, well, what's this? What's this one? Is this this? Is this gonna be Moulin Rouge or is this gonna be? And then you sit down in the theater and you get your cards out and they give you the answers. And whoever got the most answers right, they get, I think they get tickets or a prize. And it's a charity event as well.
Very
And
cool.
dude, it was so fun, so creative, so well done. There's actors at each station, right? So it's like it's a real experience. They're doing this again. You can buy tickets. I encourage you to do it because it's really fun. February 27th. So at the Queen Street Playhouse. All right. So even if you don't think you like theater, do it. If you need
Yeah.
a fun little date idea, do it. It's super creative. And big shout out to Footlight. They did a really good job. What about you? What stood out for you in terms of like shit you did, right? What'd you see? What'd you do?
So I did a lot, but a lot of my time this year, I was fortunate. I got to play a lot of golf. So one of my favorite hobbies is golf. I enjoy getting out with the boys. I've been playing a lot more with my son Dalton this year, and I got to play Snee Farm a few times, and that's a private course. So it was good to get out there with Dave Hebert, good buddy of
Mhm.
mine, and so shout out Dave. I know you've been wanting to get on here and holler at us, or at
Yeah,
least call in or something.
old
So we'll have
Steve
to do an
Farm. You could
episode
have
with him.
caught a 16-year-old Tony running across the old golf course, running from the cops one time.
It it ain't what it used to be, man. They really did a great job with this course. I mean, it used to not be that nice. I mean, it was just like a regular golf course,
Yeah,
and according to a lot of the members there, um, it wasn't very good.
yeah.
But I'm not sure at what point that changed because I haven't played there in forever, and so went out there, play a few times, and had a great time. I played in a tournament out there, and that was really enjoyable. I really like that course a lot. It's almost like fake grass. They did such a great job turning that place around. So, um, huge thanks to my buddy Dave for allowing us to play out there. So that
Does
was
he live
cool.
out there? Or is he
Um, so he lives on he doesn't live in Snee Farm. He lives on the
yeah,
other side of Long Point over there by Westbrook on that side of, but very
man,
close.
imagine buying a house in Steve Farm 30 years ago. And then
I mean,
you know, like Mackey's
yeah,
parents, right? They just
yeah,
yeah, he's got a nice little place outside of Charleston, little cute little golf course in your neighborhood. Now it's like, come on now. Good luck.
yeah. I mean, the membership dues that these guys were talking about is just astronomical. I mean,
That's the
Dave got in
that's
a
crazy.
bunch a bunch of the people that I know that are well, I know like 3 people that are members there, and they're all the same. They're like, "Well,
Yeah.
we got in, you know, years ago when it was a fraction of what it is now," and it's like, I don't even know how much, but
They get
it's a ton
grandfathered
of.
in with that price, or did the
Yep,
dues go up?
yep,
Sweet. See, it's like the
yeah,
James Island Yacht Club here. I used to
mhm,
ride my bike there, walk around the fence and, do whatever you want to do. Now there's a, 50-year waiting list.
yep.
So
That's true. That's
that's
true.
the shit that's changed, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So
100%.
well, dude, I'm excited about Charleston Uncorked. We got big plans. We're going to be bringing on a lot of guests. We're going to be out and about a lot this year. I know that we'll probably the first one on deck will be going to Jadoon's. I'm pretty excited about that. We
Yep,
just tried cheesesteak one in the battle for cheesesteak supremacy between Philly and Charleston. I know it sounds crazy, but we're giving it a go. We'll be back to that. So this year is going to be full of on location, like Scott said, the AV stuff. We promise to ramp up AV, especially when we do on location and in person stuff. And I'm super pumped, man. I'm excited what we're doing. We kind of knuckled our way through year one, and I think it's upside from here on out.
yeah, for sure. I'm
Yeah,
really pumped about, doing these kind of mini series within This season, we're gonna do, like Tony said, we got the Philly cheesesteak um, competition. So if
Yep.
you have a suggestion on who has the best cheesesteak in all of Charleston, please shoot us a comment or send us a, just send us a DM or whatever
Yep.
and give us some ideas. Same thing with soft shell crabs. We are gonna blow it up this year. My goal every single year is to see how many I can eat, and it's quite disgusting how many I have,
Dude.
but the cool part about it is, with those and even with Philly cheesesteaks, you can cut them in half or you can quarter
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
and try multiple ones. That's what I end up doing with my family is all right, let's go to 4 different places and you can try 4 different cheesesteaks, but you have a quarter at each place. So
Right.
then, you know, so I'm really excited about those 2 mini series. I'm looking forward to seeing who wins because, so far I got a front runner.
Yeah, me too. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna let it out of the bag. But I'm pumped, man. We're gonna do a lot of fishing, we talk some hunting, obviously F&B. We're gonna keep you apprised of what's going on in the city. And yeah, let's go. Season 2 of Charleston Uncorked. We're just getting started, baby.
just
All
getting it,
right.
baby.
Yeah, man. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for real. Everyone that was kind of in on the early parts of this. We appreciate you. Tell your friends, like, subscribe, do all the things that it's going to help out a young podcast. But Scott and I believe this year it's going to blow up. We're super pumped. So as always, keep it local, nothing but love. Peace. Thank you for listening to this episode of Charleston Uncorked. The only way we are going to grow is if you tell your friends. So please like, subscribe, and share. We would be eternally grateful. Thank you again for listening to this episode of Charleston Uncorked. We hope you enjoyed.